Hello, my loves, and welcome to this gorgeous testimonial video. This is a really special one. This video that I'm about to do is with a beloved client who has been with me for I would say almost 2 years now. And we have gone on a journey of walking one-on-one together, as well as working in the SEM group, the women's group portal. And we've had a multitudinous ways of our relationship developing and growing and witnessing her really from where she was to where she is now. So if you're at that place in your life where you're really curious to know what it's like actually working in the field of SEM and going on a longer journey on a portal where it's like what actually happens when you're inside this world, stay tuned because this one is going to be a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful drop in, not only to hear how the women's group has a massive benefit, but also how the whole program of SEM from individual one-on-one to group container has shifted so much for one of my dearest and longest standing clients, Jessie. So I'm excited. She'll drop in soon, and we are going to dive into her journey and what you can expect for yours. And here we are with my darling Jessie. Let's just drop right in. There's so much, so much love, so many years. But let me start by asking you, when you, wait, yeah, it's been a long time. When you first came across SEM, me, women's group, obviously you've been one of my longest clients and soulmates. But when you first came into the field, where were you at in your journey? What was like your start point?
You mean before the SEM women's group or before our one-on-one work?
Oh, you can go with either, babe. You just take us on a journey.
Take us on a journey. Well, I think you've met me in the darkest moment of my life, for sure. Um, I've never had those kind of thoughts ever before in my life.
Mm.
I lost 3 close friends. My dad was like super ill. I had a breakup that broke my heart, and I lived in a country I didn't speak the language. My business wasn't running, and everything was like crashed. Like, what the fuck? And then I got to know you on Bali, and I felt this crazy connection. And I think I wrote it to you already. Like, you came across with SEM and sensual embodiment, and it was like, I need survival embodiment. Like, what the fuck? I have no idea like how to survive at the moment. Like, it's so fucking dark. I don't need any sensual shit. Like, and then I decided, okay, I work with this woman because I feel this soul connection, and I know I met her for a reason. And I felt, yeah, I felt a deep, deep, deep connection between us. And what I experienced in the work with you is finding my inner, like myself, in an authentic and true way. And I think after all the pain, I have to say it was painful. Like, it was so painful.
Yeah.
Losing friends and my dad, I lost myself. Like, I was like, I'm wrong. It's not right who I am, how I am. I need to change. I need to be a different person to be loved. Um, I need to heal. Like, my program was just, you are not right how you are. And with SEM and with you, I experienced myself, and I discovered myself. I rediscovered myself. So interesting, because this is the name of your podcast.
Yes.
And I think I found more and more that probably I was right all the time. I just had some unhealed part. And I can also love those parts. And mm, yeah, shall I say also something about the biggest takeaways, or is that something for later?
Oh, we're getting, I love you so much. Like, I'm ready. Let's just first reflect back because
Yeah.
everything you said I feel is beyond valuable. And I just want to like reflect it back because there are going to be women, and I know because that was my journey too. And it's that place in our life where like everything goes and it's like so out of our control. It's like everything outside of us, like the lights just start to like switch off. The best friends, the family members, the partner, the work, the home environment. There are times in our lives where, and I know you went through this, where it's like everything just closes and you're sitting there and you're just like, what the fuck is going on? And just to reflect back, does that sound about right of where you were originally when you first came into this work in this program?
Yeah. It was the craziest shutdown in my life. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, like, so wild and also like so resonate and why we do what we do. So, let me ask you question number two on your journey is where are you now? Obviously you are now in week 10 of SEM, the women's group, and in almost year two of us being together in different dimensions and different capacities. But from where you were there to where you are now, what is happening in your life? What's been happening for you? What is shifting for you?
Definitely more connected with my body. I'm celibate for 6 months. Yay. And I feel myself more and more. I feel my gifts. Um, I know myself a lot better and a lot more. And it's not like, oh, I need to say sorry all the time because I am like this. And it's like, it's like, I think the moment we started working, it was like I walked like this, like, and now I'm like, hey, here I am again. Like, but I was like this, like I have been like this
Yeah.
some years ago, but in the inside it wasn't real, you know. It was just on the outside, it was just a mask probably I was wearing. And now it's like I have this inner stability. Like, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, I got to know myself a lot more.
And just to reflect in a little bit deeper on these, like, firstly, it's just amazing, like where you've been, where you are now, and for a woman to sit and say, "Yeah, I know myself. Now I don't tiptoe. I actually know who I am." It's what it's about. Like it's literally what it's all about is that inner truth, that inner sovereignty, and then expressing our gifts and also connecting to the body and knowing the body and feeling like that confidence in the body. And I also know you touched on celibacy, and I would love you to deepen in on why is that so valuable? Why has that been life changing? Like a whole lot of SEN, there's so many different practices, but what shifted inside you in your sex energy, in your journey with celibacy, in your body, in your relationship and relationships? And how has that supported you in just your journey and what you were going for?
Yeah. It's so interesting because I talked about it with a friend today, and she's celibate for 1.5 years. And she also said it's like her longest time. And what shifted for me, I mean, I have to say, I had a really bad experience the moment I decided to say, like, okay, I will never ever treat myself like this again. I will never go. over my boundaries again. And I will never say yes. What the fuck? I will never say yes again if I mean no. If
Wow.
I said no, woo, what the fuck?
Wow.
And I think the biggest gift for me with the celibacy is to feel my energy and to see my body and myself as a sacred gift, you know, to really feel the worthiness of my body and that it's the most valuable thing I have to offer. And this is definitely something I learned from you because I didn't treat my body like this before.
Wow.
No, I didn't see my body as the most valuable thing. And understanding and feeling like with this celibacy, it's like I don't take all the energy from man inside me. It's like, no, this is my boundary, this is my body. And if I give myself to you, it's it's a present, you know.
Yeah.
And I want you to honor that.
Wow.
And that connects me so much with myself. And yeah, that's beautiful.
It's
And I
also
love
it's
it.
so powerful, like just hearing what you say as well, like in the beginning, this deep inner battle of worthiness and like self-worth. Am I worthy? How am I worthy? And now it's this deep knowing, like it's an embodied worthiness. It's a truth, like you're living your value and you're holding your value system and you have that capacity to do it. Is that about right?
Yes, and you know, it's so interesting because I think in the past, I how do I say it? It's I need to think about the sentence in English. Um, I think in my value system, it was like, oh, you're worthy when you offer your body, when you're like this sexy, and you know, men honor you when you have good sex with them, and you know. And I think it's more like, okay, who am I if I'm not like this? Like,
Wow.
if I offer more than that,
Wow.
and what can I receive if I offer more than that? If I
Wow.
don't have to offer my body first, if I offer my heart first, if I offer my mind, like my soul first, and then my body. But first of all, I offer you my heart, I offer you my love, I offer you my presence, like, and then I offer you my body.
And let me ask you this. In the past, from what I'm hearing you say, like you offered your body first, and then it was like your heart, your soul, everything else. And now there's been a pretty definitive value shift where you offer your heart, you show yourself in your fullness, and your body is a sacred temple.
Hmm.
But what I want to ask is, what was causing you in the past to feel like you should offer your body first? How are you feeling about yourself in your heart, in your soul, in your gifting? What created that changeover to now being like, oh, no, 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 I'm happy to be seen in my fullness. And then I'm opening versus before opening and not showing your heart and yourself and your soul in the beginning.
I think because you told us about the energy, and I wasn't aware of that actually. Like,
Wow.
I wasn't aware of that. And I love that in SEM. And that's what I love about you and your work. It's never that you're like, oh no, 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 no. This is not right, and you have to do it like this. Da, da, da. It's like, with you, I understood how powerful I am in my feminine body and how magnetic I can become when I understand this this, how can I say it, like this energetics. And I
Mhm.
think this is what changed my perspective. Like before, I wasn't aware of my own power. I was like, and I think I was kind of, I'm sorry, but I was physical needy. Like I was like, okay, maybe I don't need a boyfriend, but at least I want to have sex, like.
Yeah. But it's so powerful. Like this is like, and I just want to reflect it to you. One, I'm so friggin' proud of your journey and like the shift, and also the fact that it's something that's so common in today's society. Like we don't have the consciousness of values, or our value systems aren't always in our highest alignment, and we don't even realize it, but we're walking around feeling unworthy. We're walking around not feeling in our power, and we're wondering why. And then when we start to shift, or at least from what I see with you, of course, and hear you saying, is like you start to shift it and you start to see with a new level of consciousness, and you start to embody it, like practices like celibacy. And suddenly your whole inner value system changes. And the way you're doing life and the way you're showing up in the world completely does a 180. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a lot more than a sex object. Like, yeah. And I think I can, it's so interesting. I think I've learned I can be sensual and sexy in my feminine body without being a sexual object.
Um,
And that's powerful
that's
because I made myself small,
yeah.
because I think this is what is shown in the media and in, I don't know, like TV shows, whatever, is fucking bullshit of woman and sexy and this, if you want a man you have to offer him sex, like.
Um, it's such a major also like conditioning to shift. And something I wanted to ask you is, what do you feel has been like the biggest help for you in shifting that conditioning? Because it's fucking rife out there in the world. Like you need to be this way, you need to do that, but we don't actually really know how to change. Like it's like, yeah, I probably don't want to be a sex object. I don't want to feel unworthy, but the how to part. And I know you've now gone through the journey and you've gone through that transition. And so, what do you feel has been the helping bridge for you? Has there been practices? Has there been something that's been supportive that you would be like, yeah, that's been a game changer for me?
I think it was first of all like, um what is in English continuity, is it continuity?
Yeah.
Yeah. um so the continuity that I set myself. Okay, we start with 3 months, and then we go to 6 months, and then we go to 9 months. And it was a journey. In the first 3 months I was like, fuck, what am I doing here? Okay, after the 3 months I will break it up, like. And I think it's like with sugar, like cleaning the body, like, okay. And then, and it's crazy because I have to be honest that in the first 3, 4, 5, 6 months I also kind of lost. It was like, okay, I'm losing all my sexuality, and then the ego is like, you're losing it. It's so important. You need to you need to go back, you know. But staying with this, and then definitely I made experiences, and I was able to talk with you, and I'm like, this exchange of, okay, this happened to me, and then having you by my side and the girls group and learning more and more about, yeah, about what it feels, what it makes with my system and my body.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest help was, that was the initial question.
Yeah. And your best practice or what you really took out of it into your world. I think so much of SEM for me is like embodiment, it's like taking everything we
Yeah.
learn, 'cause we learn a lot and there's a lot in there, but it's taking it into your life and actually being like, now I see the change in my world. And it's like, and so yeah, question is like where that change was and what was the sort of practice and things you took into your life that have been like, yeah, that's really been my little game changer or my big game changer.
Shaking, for sure.
Somatics.
Yeah, definitely shaking, and definitely the yoni practices we did to
Yeah.
really feel her, to connect with her, to value her,
Yeah.
to get to know her, to
Yeah.
talk to her.
Relationship building with the body.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Wow. My love, I want to do
And it's like I take care of her.
this is the cutest part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sacred relationship. And just to like recap over the journey from like start to finish, and then you tell me how it lands. But from what I witnessed, from what I've heard you say, the beginning of your journey when we started and you came in, it was like a big demolition of everything in your life. It was all systems closed down, isolated, heartbroken. And you started then on your journey of basically finding yourself and reconnecting to yourself and figuring out how the fuck to do that. And slowly, slowly unpacking, finding your sex energy, going through other experiences that were like, whoa, that was a huge boundary cross, but also knowing it was your boundary cross. And then deepening in. And I know in the last 10 weeks of SEM, going in deeper into then repatterning your brain from unworthiness to worthiness by upgrading your value systems and learning how to really encounter that in an embodied state and bring that into your life with the men in your life, with the way you're handling your sex energy, and ultimately learning how powerful you are, like how you in your fullness and everything that you are and everything that you do is so powerful, and that there's nothing to fix or nothing that's wrong. It's just you learning to master that power and then enjoy your life, be in your life, and be in your fullness. Does that sound about right for the journey thus far?
Yeah, yeah, and it's it's so interesting because when you say how to master your power, like I think this was always the challenge, you
Yeah,
know, that there is so much power
yeah.
and how to master that.
Oh, my love. Well, Chrissy, I just want to say I'm so proud of you. And I'm also so grateful that you share your story, because whoever does watch this, and for women who do connect into this space, it's such a testament that we can, and we do go through a lot. Like, I never want to bullshit it. Life is so intense. The whole journey is intense. And when we have a method, when we have pillars, when we have practices we can fall back on, whether it's shaking or communicating or celibacy or rehealing or connecting to your womb, you can come out from a mindset of unworthiness to worthiness and empowerment and truth and love, and meet from that place of value. And just to say your journey is such an inspiration, and I'm so grateful for you. And this whole years, it's been the best beyond.
I'm so grateful for you.
And as we finally close, if you have any last thoughts, reflections that you would like to give to women who are thinking of joining in, who are in the space, who are in this part of their journey, from your experience, from your heart, from where you've been, what would you say? What would you express for them?
I would I would say that if you want to step into your true, authentic, feminine power, connecting with your body, with your sex energy, with your feminine energy, with your inner masculine, like don't don't listen to this, I'm sorry to say that, bullshit out there telling you the only feminine way. Like, no, this is what I learned from you and Emma Swain. Like, we have an inner man and we have an inner woman, and we need to balance those energies. And this is the way you become magnetic, sensual, and yeah, the embodied, authentic version. Um, it was the most beautiful journey with you. Really, I learned myself I learned about myself in the deepest way. I got to know myself in the deepest way, and the way you hold space. Seriously, Emma Swain, you are an angel in an embodied human body. Like, the way you hold space for your woman is magic. And I know all the extra calls you did, like, oh, there's a new moon, I want to make a ceremony with you. Like, this is everything is just a bonus. And the one-on-one questions we had, and you really, really give from your heart. And this is what I feel when I'm in your space, in your field, that you really give from your heart. And I love you.
Oh, baby. I love you too. I feel like very emotional. My little heart chakra is like, I receive. But
Yeah.
yes, and thank you for sharing this, my love, and thank you for being in this space. I think for me, the why is so important, and who comes into the space is so important. And when you see the reflection of life and God and your clients and your soulmates and the sisterhood coming in, it's like, oh, yes, yes. And you are 100% that woman. And I'm so grateful. And thank you for sharing your light. And thank you for being a part of my life and a part of this growing experience, this human experience that we're creating. It's magic, my love. And I love you too so much. Oh, okay. Let me